Good evening and welcome to the Society, our weekly Vaesen RPG campaign. My name is Loki and I will be your game master for these dark and thrilling tales. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this, our third episode, and I hope that we delight, fright and intrigue you with mystery and adventure. Before we meet our cast, however, in light of recent events, and in recognition of the fact that our story is based in Norway, our thoughts, our love, and many of our prayers go to all of those affected by the shootings in Oslo and by the ramifications that that has had, most notably on Oslo Pride. We all hope that Norway have come together and celebrated Pride across the country, and our thoughts go out to all of you. Våre tanker og kjærlighet går til alle berørte. So without further ado, let's meet our cast.
Hello, I am Sarah and I'm playing Elster Jensen, the Forest Ranger.
Hi, I'm Mike playing Maximilian Fjellbach, the Paranormal Investigator.
Hi, I'm Jack playing Lieutenant Colonel Bartholomew Seaton, the Officer.
We have a number of people we would like to thank for all the resources and contributions they have provided to tonight's episode. The link should appear in the Twitch chat or in the details below if you are catching up on YouTube.
First, our virtual tabletop tonight is the incredible Roll20, featuring their dynamic lighting feature, inbuilt character sheet, and the virtual dice roller. Go check them out at roll20.net. In addition, our battle maps were created using Dungeon Fog and all the amazing assets over there.
Character art was created by the extremely talented Shuzha, who you should go and check out on Instagram at ShuzhaUK, that's ZSU-ZSAUK. Our game tokens and dice rollers come from the Vaesen RPG rulebook by Free League, and from the amazing artist Johan Egerkrans.
The music and ambient sound throughout the stream come from Tabletop Audio and Kevin McLeod in Incomp Tech, all provided via the Roll20 Jukebox. You can check both of these amazing artists out via their websites at tabletopaudio.com and incomptech.com.
So without further ado, let's throw you straight into our intro video. Hello, 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 and welcome back to this, the third episode. We're quite excited. I have been waiting all week to find out what's behind the door, and I already know what's behind it, so gosh only knows how all of you guys feel.
Which is fine.
Yeah, we're fine, we've got this. We'll be great, we'll be great.
We've got a dog, it's fine.
We've got a dog. So let's do a recap for everyone in the stream and for our players. That's all an excuse. The recap's for me so that I remember what on earth is happening. I'm going to get my notes over and make it look like I know what I'm doing. So, a quick recap from last week. Our intrepid crew of investigators began last week's session by investigating the house of Inga Bjerken, the woman whose letter had called them all to the village of Ødegarden, deep in the heartland of Norway. Her letter notified our characters that all of the children of the village had gone missing, and that this was strange and unusual. The letter was addressed to our one and only Max, our paranormal investigator, who gathered together 2 colleagues before setting off to begin their investigation in the village of Ødegarden. Finding Inga's house abandoned and empty, seemingly having been turned over by an unknown intruder, the only clues they have are some large boot prints in the mud outside and a scrap of paper that simply says, "It is in Ødegarden." Heading back to the Vertshuset, the local inn, they set about investigating on the local goings-on. It is during this that an unnatural, thick and terrifying fog rolls in, blanketing the village in a veil of white. Eventually, our investigators, gathering their wits and their courage, head out into the mist towards the haunted mansion of Ødegarden, high on the hill overlooking the village. This hopeless, empty house filled with haunted memories loomed ahead of our characters. Finding the front door unlocked, they entered in, and encountering the spooky remnants of memories gone by, they begin their search. Last week's session ended with our adventurers trying a door which they found to be locked. On further investigation, they discovered a shadow of footsteps behind the door, and suddenly the clicking of a lock. Max stands forward, opening the door. And this is where we pick up on our adventure. Hopefully. Now I've got to try and get all the things to work. What's going on?
Woo!
Okie dokie. Hold fast, stream, while I meander my way through roll 20. No. Yes. Aha! Oh, gosh. Right. Let me just check. Okie dokie. Let's see if I can just improve that slightly. If I zoom out a little bit, does that make things better? How's that? How's that? No. This diabolical feature of Roll20, honestly, it's dire. How's that?
Please
There, that'll do. It's got nothing to do with Roll20 and everything to do with my poor setup of the OBS overlay.
And just in case, spooky music?
Oh, it's fine with no spooky music.
Yeah, we want the spooky music, atmospherics.
Silence is scarier.
Yeah.
That's a very
In
fair
space,
point.
No one can hear you scream.
Wrong game! Wrong game!
Wait, we played that one as well.
Yes, yeah, we've done that one. Just you wait. That'll be Luke's next venture, the Alien RPG on Twitch.
Ah, yes. Yes.
I may or may not have all the overlays set up and ready to go.
I may or may not have seen that.
Potentially. Okay, here we are.
Ticking clock.
Okay.
Okay, so our intrepid investigators open the door to the room beyond, where only seconds ago mysterious footsteps had appeared between the crack of the door and the floor. The door swings open with an ominous creaking sound. Light from the candles that you are carrying spills into the room beyond, revealing a very fancy writing desk and chair. There is a globe in the far corner and what looks to be the edges of additional desks.
Okay, so let's wander in. Just notice that, just so you know, the roll window is still saying the chat tips.
Yeah, that's because we haven't rolled anything.
Oh yeah, okay, there it is. Alright, I'm going to step into
Me
the
getting-
room.
Look at me getting my sass out.
Sassy GM. I'm going to step up to the writing desk,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to bob down to look underneath the tables, just in case there's anything under there. How does the room feel whilst I'm doing this?
The room feels like the rest of the house. Spooky, a little creepy, ominous, but it doesn't feel threatening.
I'm guessing there's nothing under the desks.
No. There is nothing beneath these desks other
That was a
than
long pause.
other than dust and a few cobwebs.
Okay, so I'm going to walk in between the two desks. Cue rug of smothering. There is no rug. That's all good. I believe whoever opened up the door is no longer in here.
I step into the room as well because I don't want to leave Max on his own too long.
Mm-hmm.
Does Caddy come along?
Yes, absolutely.
Usually follows, but you know, like sometimes she doesn't follow, and that's even more of an indicator.
I'm going to stay in the doorway, looking out behind us and making sure that the door doesn't just close on us and lock itself.
Okay.
Specific.
Sounds sensible, though.
Yes.
Which way did the door open? Inwards or outwards?
Inwards.
Okie dokie. So there is a wedge in the door now.
Okay.
Yeah, Wedge and me.
Yeah. As in, you are the wedge.
You are the I kind of want to look around to see if there's any trace, you know, like steps, tracks. Even, you know, is there even a window like slightly open or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me first roll of the night again. Third episode
I will stop
on
doing
the
it.
trot.
So
You are keeping up with your challenge of being the first to roll. Give us an investigation check.
Since Caddy's here, can I have that? Or since we're indoors, it doesn't really matter.
It's not that you're indoors, it's more that you are looking for
Human
footsteps,
presence.
tracks,
Yeah.
presence in the dust, which is probably something Scuddy won't be able to help you with.
Sure. Okay. Let's go. I mean...
Oh dear, that luck has passed from the Colonel upwards.
Gosh.
Let's get rid of these no successes right now.
Okay, so no successes. There isn't anything. There are no tracks at all in any of the dust, other than those that you yourselves have made. In fact, there is no evidence in this room at all that anyone has been in here. in some time.
Not even the priest has been in there then.
There's no evidence that anyone
Yeah.
has been in here at all in a very long time.
What's on the table to my north?
Okay. You are surprised, Maximilian, to find a table that is covered in what looks like occult instruments. This looks to be an alchemy table.
Okay, and
There
then if I
is-
spin on my heels, the one to the south?
Is a table covered in books and a magnifying glass. This table is no less interesting than the alchemy table, for this table has a book open on it. And without shadow of a doubt or question, the book is about Vaesen.
Does it have, like, is it open on a specific page or type?
Yeah, it's talking about a theory as to why the Vaesen are invisible to most, but not to everyone.
Was that on point? That sound?
Thank you, floorboard. Absolutely. Okay, sweeping around the room, as I do. The globe.
Mm.
Does it have any location marked upon it?
No, it doesn't. It is a globe of the world. It is the Earth, and it has like capital cities, pencil kind of inked onto it. When you give it a little twist, you know that this globe is, number one, hand painted. You can tell by the brush marks on the paint and lacquer, but also that it is quite old, as not all of the countries line up with their arrangements in the current time.
Yeah.
What on these shelves?
They are covered in books. The titles of the books really they fit with the theme of this room. There is a host of books written in Norwegian, in Latin, in French, English. All of them have titles like The World of the Unseen, The Fae and the She, Ghosts in the Fog, Creatures Out at Sea.
Okay. There's a theme. Got it.
Weird.
Yeah. It's an unusual collection, and it centres very much around legends, the occult, and Vaesen.
On the desk, is there anything of note?
There is some papers, envelopes, writing accoutrements, and a very strange looking key.
Ooh. I'm gonna pick up and pocket the key.
Question. Is that writing that we see similar to the writing of the note that we found in Inga's house? The one that was not her handwriting?
No, there isn't anything on this desk that matches that handwriting.
Okay.
The key It's made out of... It seems to be iron. It is black and it is very heavy. It is strange because at the key end there seem to be 3 different keys, and they form like the spokes of a triangle. So if you imagine there is a single shaft on the key with a little loop at the other end like normal keys, but this one has got 3 keys at the end, and they're all like they've divided the shaft into thirds, if that makes sense.
Kinda.
So there's a key, if you were to put it flat on the table, there would be
Yeah.
a key that would point up at 12. There'd be then
Yeah.
one that pointed down at 8, and one that pointed down at 4.
Okay. Okay. Now I get it.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I'm just going to pop that into my right pocket.
Okay.
Amazing drawing skills over here. You should see it.
I'm
Okay.
just not looking into the room or kind of scanning the outside, the other room for any kind of movement. I'm just kind of call back. Have we found anything?
There doesn't appear to be anybody in here now. Whoever was in here is no longer. I believe we should try the other room.
Yes.
However, there is this key that I'm going to keep hold of, just so you know I've got it.
Is there no way out of this room?
Yeah, I was thinking, are these windows?
Yes, with very fancy red curtains.
I'm just gonna quickly pop over to the one closest to me and just like, just slightly move the curtain to see what I can see from outside.
Absolutely. You draw back the curtain
Slightly.
slightly, and I am immediately going to need you to make me an empathy roll.
Sure.
Oh, okay, so you draw back the curtain. Looking through the window beyond, it is just fog. There's
Just
nothing
fog.
else through the window, it's just fog.
Mhm.
However,
Yeah.
that fog creates an opacity against the window, meaning you see the reflection of the room behind you in the window as you look.
Okay.
You draw back the curtain, you look out, and all you can see is the fog. And as you are looking at the fog, just as you're about to turn around and let the curtain go, you see the face and shape of a woman standing right behind you. The woman
Yeah.
is looking out of the window, and you can see that she is sobbing. Tears are pouring down her face as she looks out of this window, and as you see her reflection in the window, she looks you straight in the eyes. So you make eye contact in the
Okay.
reflection, and in your mind you hear her kind of scream and sob, like it is the sound of someone who is devastated, who is racked by a consuming grief, and you hear it loud and clear in your mind, and it terrifies you as you let go of the curtain and you spin
Yeah.
around thinking you will see this woman. There is nothing in the room, and silence kind of falls on you.
Okay. I turned so fast I actually slammed kinda against the shelves right next to me on the left. Like, oh, that was. Are you sure there's nothing here? Cause, oh my, there was someone right there.
The colonel's always spun his rifle around and is pointing in that direction.
But like right here, I am gonna kind of look back at the window to see if the reflection is still there.
And there is nothing in the reflection other than yourself and Maximilian at the desk behind you. Your heart is beating and your hands are shaking and you feel afraid. Because you failed your empathy roll,
Yeah.
you have failed your fear test.
Okay.
As a consequence, you now gain a mental condition.
Yeah.
On your sheet, you can pick from angry, frightened, or hopeless. And you tick the checkbox next to it.
I mean, that doesn't seem like something that will make me angry, so I'm gonna go with frightened, which is not a better option.
This
Okay.
now means, from now on, until
Yeah.
you receive aid and are able to recover, you have a
Yeah.
-1 on all the mental skills. So that's anything to do with logic or empathy, you have a -1.
Amazing.
Thankfully, the fabulous Roll20 sheet will know that and will automatically apply it. Just keep your eyes peeled, because if you have any skills that have a 0, it may still
Need to
apply
be-
the -1.
Okay.
And in Vaesen, you can always roll at least 1 dice.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Perfect. I'm fine. I am perfectly fine.
Upon seeing Elstrad spin around, letting go of the curtain, it flapping back, I'm going to wander over to the table and pick up the magnifying glass and just hold it up to look at Elstrad, just to see if anything appears.
What are you specifically looking at for anything that appears? What does that clarify for your poor GM?
Well, if Elstrad was looking out of the window and saw a reflection, I'm trying to look through glass, see if there's anything showing up through the magnifying glass as to what has made her so afraid.
You just see like a very blurry Elstrad, but nothing
He's
else.
also probably upside down as well.
Yeah.
So I calm down a bit, and I'm like, there was a woman right behind me. She was looking out of the window. She was crying, but almost sobbing. I'm like,
Perhaps a former inhabitant.
yeah. Have we seen any pictures, like any frames or portraits, I guess, sorry, of, I don't know, the owners of this house?
No, you haven't.
There's nothing like
No pictures, no portraits, no faces. And you kind of realize when you think, have I seen this person in any of the pictures? You suddenly realize it's like a gaping void in a home.
Yeah.
Like everyone has at least one photo, surely. And in a house this grand and opulent, there should be portraits of the owners. But you realize there is a great void in that there are no faces anywhere that you have seen.
Yeah. That's definitely not creepy.
Well, I believe we've done everything we can in this room for now.
Yeah.
There is another door.
Yeah.
I believe it's my turn to open this one.
If you wouldn't mind, please.
I'll make sure everyone's out of the room first before I stop being a wedge.
Just gonna breathe in, Colonel. Oh, I think I felt your truncheon.
My weapon is upright as you pass.
I'm sure it is. We're lacking. 38 minutes this time.
That's better than last time. It was 39. Okay, so move over to the next door.
That one is open.
That one's open.
This is the kitchen.
Yeah.
There's a kitchen.
The game that was being played on this table, GM. What is it?
It looks like some sort of solitaire or possibly like a kind of whist.
What's
And a
whist?
card game.
Oh, it's a card game that old people play.
Is
I've
it
realised
like,
that's like a massive generalisation just there, but I'm sticking with it.
Apologies
Okay,
to anybody watching the video who plays whist and is under the age of 65.
Is it a game that you will play on your own?
No, it is not. There are clearly 2 hands that have been dealt out, possibly 3.
Okay. Okay.
I'll be the wedge for you this time, Colonel.
Much obliged.
I will go
will-
in. Yep.
Yeah, I'll just have a look around the kitchen.
If you remember, there is a trapdoor in here that was seemingly locked from the other
Oh, yeah.
side. And there is
Yeah.
a door here in the kitchen.
Well, that's where I'll head to then. Head to that door.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of follow you in the kitchen, so you're on your own.
Okay.
I will try the door.
Okay. You open the door and fog spills in from the outside. You can see a path and a well, and that is about it.
If you're popping outside, Colonel, do you want to see if there's a servant's hatch, perhaps, for the basement? There might be the loading doors.
It's a good
If you
idea.
want to go outside, I will take out the rope again, and I'm gonna retie ourselves so you're not on your own going outside.
If you want me to hold it whilst I'm standing inside of the house, and if you would like to accompany the Colonel, 6 eyes are better than 2.
That is very true. But I don't know if we want to, let go of the open door that you're standing on at the moment.
I actually wanted to check out the well. This will be the second place we've been to that has a well close to the house. This isn't unusual, but there could be runes or something on it, considering that Inga's house had it.
Yeah.
Would you like me to hold the rope from here? Then, if we don't want to let this door close.
That
How
would be much
long of a rope do
appreciated.
we have?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah.
You would probably have enough rope that you've probably got, like, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 meters. Like, 10 meters of rope isn't, like, unless you're tying up a person, 10 meters is not enough to do
Yeah.
anything else, really. So I imagine you would easily have, like, 20, 30 meters. And that would let you, it would have versatility if you needed to climb, for example.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Then I'll let Max have one end of the rope. I will quickly tie the 2 of us a bit more close to each other than before, so we can actually step a bit closer, but with a bit more of leeway from the end.
Okay.
And let's go, I guess.
I'll step outside.
And I'm following.
And I will head straight towards the well to check that out.
Okay, yes, absolutely. You head over towards the well. For all intents and purposes, it is just a well. There are no strange marks on it, there's no weird symbols, there's nothing like that sort of on the well. It just seems very ordinary. There is, however, one thing that catches your eye, Colonel. Inset into one of the bricks, there is a little metal bowl. It's like a little metal dish. And it is inlaid into one of the bricks. And it's very noticeable because the dish looks like it's made out of brass or one of the, or possibly, more likely brass, but it could be bronze, the colouring of it.
Do I recognise what this would be for at all, or is this completely alien to me?
It looks weird to you. It would be completely alien to you. Like, why would you have a tiny little metal bowl embedded in the wall of a well?
Why not?
As Elstrid is near me, I will point this out to her. Have you seen anything like this before?
Elstrid, you have.
I have.
You have. At the well in the house that you grew up in, there was a very similar little dish. And you suddenly have like a memory flashback of your grandmother.
Okay.
And she used to, every day at supper, she would take a couple of spoonfuls of supper and just pop it in the dish. And you remember her telling, when you asked her why, you remember her in a very kindly and matter-of-fact way telling you that it was to ensure that the spirit of the well was happy and the water would be clean.
I tell the Lieutenant Colonel exactly that. Because we've seen before, like, stuff related to the second word, underworld. Second word, I guess. So, I know kind of what we're talking about here.
And with that memory, you get a little bit of sadness creeps in on you.
I kind of like touch the golden necklace that I have. Grandma used to say that it was, to ensure that everything was going to be alright with the well.
Forgive me, I'm still not used to all the customs up here.
Hmm.
Can we
Do
tell
I
the
have
last time this was
anything?
used? Oh,
Sorry, go for it.
so I was going to ask you, can we tell the last time this was used?
Give me an investigation or vigilance, either or. Depending on which one you pick, you'll get a different format of information.
Vigilance is better for me, so I'm going to go with that. Hey, there we go.
Yay!
Hey! First success of the evening. Okay, so looking at you kind of cast the well an eye over, looking mostly at the mechanism, where the rope is wrapped around. And you can see, just standing there, you can see rust around the workings. So it hasn't been used in some time. And the rope looks like it's turned into that almost like hard, calloused rope from being outside. And for anyone that's ever had to use like ropes that have been outside, you'll know calloused is exactly the right word.
Yeah. looks like this hasn't been used in a while.
Well, we know that the house has been considered haunted and abandoned for a while, so maybe the two are linked. I wouldn't think that children coming here for their rite of, passage of growing up would touch anything like it. Unless they knew what it was about.
True, but if the house was haunted by somebody who knew about these spirits, it might be wanted to keep it happy.
Yeah, I'm looking if I have anything like food related on me. I don't know. I'm not gonna say a snack bar, but
I don't know. I feel like I was going to say no. You probably wouldn't have because you've been at the vet's. You said you ate just before you
Yeah.
left. Then I remembered who Elstrid is. Yes, 100%. Like you never leave the house without some format of rations or travel food. So I imagine that you probably have got in one pocket, like hard tack or travel biscuit, and you probably have in another pocket somewhere like jerky or that very Nordic thing of like air dried fish strips, which you feed, which is for Skadi and maybe you.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I am gonna take. Thinking of what my grandma used to live there, there was just like a part, like a spoonful of food. I am just gonna like, kind of like to share. Just gonna break off a piece of the Russian biscuits that I have, and I'm just gonna leave it there, sort of like a shared meal.
Yeah. Max, you are standing in the doorway of the kitchen. You can hear murmuring outside, but everything is muffled by this fog, so you can't hear the words for sure. But there is one thing you hear very clearly in the kitchen, and that is the sliding and the thwack of a deadbolt sliding in its runner.
Is the sound coming from the trapdoor?
I mean, it's coming from the other side of the kitchen.
Okay. Max being Max is going to step out of the door. Yes, he's abandoning his duties as a door wedge. And is then going to wander over to the open door. Where he suddenly appears behind Elstrid and the Colonel. And we'll say, I believe our friend, our guest, it may be down in the basement, as I believe the bolt has just been unlocked from the other side.
Can we actually hear him from where we are?
Yes, but he does sound a little bit like he is standing like behind a curtain.
Well.
Hello.
Can I look at Estrid and shrug my shoulders and move back in?
Yeah. While I'm looking back, I want kind of to like have an ear out to hear if something is outside. Oh yeah, Skadi did not come with me, I'm assuming. She stayed in.
Yeah, stayed in the kitchen. With Max, who she seems to be taking a shine to.
Why wouldn't she?
Yeah. Max is a nice person.
As you walk away, she is a very good judge of character.
More than the owner.
As you walk away from the well and go to enter into the kitchen, you are almost certain that you hear the sound of giggling and then a splash coming from the well.
Okay. I don't say anything about it. That sounds pretty normal to me. Does it? Actually,
is
does it sound really normal to me?
No.
Oh, okay.
It sounds. Yeah. I feel like this is definitely one of those horror film movies where you're a little bit like, you hear something behind you and you're just like, nope. I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear it. Nope.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Colonel, with your big shiny weapon, would you like to go around to the other side of the trapdoor, and perhaps have it pointed in this direction, just so when I open it, we're covered from two sides?
I'll have my long shiny rifle pointed down the hole.
Okay. Are you going to close this outside door?
I think we need to, because if the fog is coming in, that's not helpful to us.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's also cold, the fog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so closing it.
Max is still
Also, I would like to
lucky.
remind everybody, I also have a rifle. Just saying.
With your exceptional talents, you'll be able to hear something coming a lot further away, I believe. So, I think it's
Yeah,
best you cover our backs.
yeah. Just saying, like, I got your back. No worries.
Thanking you. Shall we try it on the count of 4, perhaps?
Let's count to 4.
Okay. I'm going to
Do you
take
do-
hold of the.
1, 2, 3, 4, go, or
Yeah.
on 4?
You'll know because the door will be opened.
Very good intro.
Max is going to reach forward and grab the loop. The pull
Okay.
loop.
Yep.
And it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and try and open.
And it opens. It opens with a very loud creaking sound as the hinges are used for the first time in a very long time. The trapdoor, which seems like it should be quite heavy, is surprisingly light, and again attests to the age of the door. What you see below is just darkness. Pitch black darkness. And the very top of a ladder that seems to be desperately trying to claw its way out of the darkness.
How many candles are on my candelabra?
I'm about to say
3?
I just dropped one down.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a d6. Just a d6 for dropping your candle down. On... We'll just roll it and then we'll see what happens. I feel
Go
like...
on, Daniel.
I think on here you can roll a d6. Let me just check. Ooh. You might not be able to now.
I think it...
Yeah, do me one of just the forward slashes, because we'll want the numbers. Odds, the candle blows out on the way down. Evens, it stays lit. Let's leave it to fate, to chance.
Jack,
Is that-
have you been praying to the dice gods?
only a little bit.
The whole of chat are holding their breath, waiting to see what happens. And it's an odd.
How far did the candle get before it blew out?
So, as
I
you
feel no my luck, I blew it out as I was holding it.
As you drop the candle and it begins to fall, it reveals a little bit more of the ladder. Lit by the flame light, the effect of the ladder trying to claw its way out of the darkness of this basement is heightened. And then the candle just blows out and you hear a tuck as it hits the basement floor.
Snow.
Can you imagine
By
that
the
Max is counting as it drops?
Yeah. It sounds like it's like the basement is as deep as this kitchen is high. So it's only like it's a floor below.
The Victoriana kind of building.
Yeah.
Maybe 8-9 feet tall.
Yeah, probably. And it wouldn't surprise you that a house this fancy would have such a cellar or a basement. They're very, very common in like very wealthy houses because they dig deep into the earth. They stay very cold, and they're just like nature's fridges, really.
Yeah. Wine cellar.
Yeah.
And all sorts of things, really.
Yeah.
I believe it's rude to not take up an invitation. I'll go first.
Okay.
You sure, Max? I'm more than happy
Absolutely.
to go first.
No, it's absolutely fine. I've been practicing my one-handed ladder skills. Let's hope I don't slip again. And Max is going to pop the candelabra down on the kitchen floor. Spin on his heels and start to descend. Once he gets to like head height with the kitchen floor, he's then going to reach up, grab the candelabra, and kind of bring it down under the floor, and then kind of like peer down underneath just to see if he can see the floor.
You can, indeed. You can see the ladder extending down to what looks like a worked stone floor. Probably what they did was they just hollowed it out and then worked grooves into the stone of the ground. You can also see what looks like the edges of a pile of what you assume is just junk.
Ooh, junk is good.
I'm going to wedge myself in between the trapdoor and the floor to make sure it doesn't just close and lock itself.
Max will descend to the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
Oh, great.
You descend down into a basement. It is indeed a pile of junk in the corner of the basement, in the corner of the room. You can also see a pile of crates covered in cobwebs, both in the other corner of the room and seemingly in the very middle of the room. Noticeably, in this basement, the darkness seems to press in. Now that you are in the bowels of the earth, it has more strength and more force. It presses in on you, almost like your candle light has dimmed.
Mm-hmm.
It is cold down here, and you can hear the faint drip of water.
The rope. Could you pass it down, please? I'm just going to tie myself onto it, just in case.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We throw him again like the end of the rope.
So I'm going
I
to
think we're still tied, you and me.
tie it around my waist.
Never tired. So tie yourself in case we can always yank
Exactly.
it.
I'm also going to pick up the fallen candle. So I've got a spare, and I'm going to pop that in the same pocket as the key.
Okay.
And I'm going to just kind of like wander in a diagonal away from the stairs to try and get into the middle of the room.
Yes, absolutely.
Roll 20 just scared me, so that's fine. It's doing well. Right then. All seems okay so far.
Do you want me to join you, Max?
Maybe just at the base of the ladder.
Do you want to go down and I stay up?
We'll need somebody to wedge the door.
I can stay up if you want.
That sounds like a plan. Okay. I will ascend the ladder.
Okay. Are you...
Just kind of like stands where he is.
Sorry, I should...
Oh.
You're taking the candle down with you, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh
Okay.
god, I don't have the lights with me.
Did you?
I don't!
She didn't
Oh,
pick
then-
up a candelabra.
Oh, I'm not realizing that I'd leave mine up there with her. Sorry,
Okay,
I didn't
lovely.
realise.
Yeah, I am not touching it. Me and fire, not really a good combo. But yeah, it can stay up just so.
Kind of. You drop this. I'm gonna light the spare candle and pass it over to the colonel so that he actually has a light, and isn't just standing there, kind of like in the dark.
Thank you, Max.
You're welcome.
Have you found anything down here yet?
Oppressive darkness. There's a slight drip. Lots of cobwebs. Not found anything that's flammable yet.
That's always a plus.
Just 1 foot, 2 foot, 1 foot, 2 foot, 1 foot, 2 foot. There's some barrels, maybe a broken chair. 1 foot, 2 foot. 1 foot, 2 foot. 1 foot, 2 foot.
As you reach the end of the room, you see a large wine rack festooned with bottles. In the strange candlelight and the darkness, they seem to glitter and gleam like gemstones in a mine. There are 2 large barrels, and you see a puddle on the floor, and there is a dripping from above. Drip, drip, drip. There is an archway in the wall opposite the barrels. And as you notice this in the dim candlelight at the edges of your vision, you see a woman, clear as the darkness and candlelight allows, step through the archway into the room beyond.
Hello.
Max?
There appears to be a lady down here, though when from I'm not entirely certain, as seeing in this dark, it's not really natural.
Does she match the description that Elstrad gave us?
Potentially. It is very dark. How much rope is there left?
DM?
There'd still be a fair whack.
Okie dokie.
As long as you were able to kind of feed it like across yourselves, it would extend a fair way.
Mm-hmm. Does Elstrad like wine?
Hold up. Elstrad?
Yeah?
Do you like wine?
Of course, who doesn't?
What year are the bottles from?
There
it a
is
good year?
there
it
is
good
a
year?
selection of vintages on this wine rack. Clearly, whoever owned this house had a very well formed palate and a very extensive purse.
Okay.
However, there is like a noticeable moment when you're looking at all of the wines. There is like a noticeable like bracket. You are like there hasn't been there's like a 50-year gap between now and sort of the last bottle. You're making a guess, gauging from the yearage of the wine and the vintages. You don't think a new wine has been put on here in about 50 years.
Okay.
They just kind of stop. And that's a guess, would be 50 years.
Oh, just making a note of that. Right then. So Max is going to pick a middle-ish type bottle. We'll hold it up to the candle just to check there's no sediment in the bottom, like no corking. And he's going to pop that into his left pocket. And then I'm going to head towards an archway now. It's the archway I saw Our Lady head through. One step, two step, one step, two step, one step, two step. Yeah.
The candle reveals a tiny room beyond. There is one large crate and a pair of broken crates, both decorated by time and arachnids. There is another puddle in this room that also drips. Drip, drip, drip.
Is it dripping from the floor above or through the wall?
Good question. It looks like it is coming from the ceiling. So it's not running down the wall, it's dripping off of the ceiling. But you've been above. There's nothing leaking above. So it would seem at some point there must be a break in the foundation somewhere where water is now leaking through, and this is where it's dripping.
Okay. I'm gonna head over to the unbroken crate. Is it openable?
Yeah, you would imagine so.
I'm just gonna bob down, pop the candelabra on the floor, and see if I can open up the crate in the spooky room.
When it opens, it does so quietly, barring the sound of 1,000 cobwebs being broken. And it is empty.
No children in this crate.
In the candlelight and in the dark, the flicker of the flames creates a strange illusion. You are reminded of a coffin sitting empty.
Where would she have gone? There isn't any, like, random straight cut blocks in the wall that could potentially be a door of sorts, I'm guessing.
No, all of the walls down here are smooth.
Yeah. Where did she go? Why would you lead me into here? I'm going to take out my crystal ball and I'm going to just take a look into it just to see if there's anybody else looking into it without using incantations, without spell work or anything like that.
All you can see is your reflection.
Okay. I'm coming back now. Is that just a broken chair there?
Yes, yeah, it's just a broken chair.
Perfect. I've moved the candle. Move me. I'm just gonna check behind these crates, Colonel.
Okay, Max.
Is everything alright downstairs? Because obviously I don't see or I even don't hear Max, so.
Just kind of look up at Estrid and just kind of go, Max is following a lead, or was.
Okay.
Any luck, Max?
She went into the room down there, and there was nobody. I believe something is trying to lead us somewhere, but where I'm not sure.
That
the-
leads away.
Hmm. Perhaps up?
I kind of hear half of the conversation. I'm like, didn't we see like stairs going to a different floor back in the main room?
Yes, there's
a spiral staircase.
There's a spiral staircase.
Yes.
We may need to go there, I guess.
After you, Colonel. I have the brighter light, so I'll pass it to you once you're up.
Okay.
I'm taking a step back so I can let the people go back up.
I'll head up the ladder.
Okay.
I'm going to get to the base of the stairs, maybe take a step or two up, and then pass the candelabra up to the Colonel, so I can do the rest of the journey unaided, like unhindered.
Yep.
So I can imagine there would be a moment where I am just in darkness.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, let me just chuck everything back. Okay. Hopefully you are all back in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alstrid, would you like to lead the way this time?
Sure. So I'm aiming to the last place we haven't explored yet. So going outside of the kitchen. That I think. Whoa.
After you,
Max, go
Colonel.
first. No, you first.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I don't have a light. That's why I'm not seeing stuff. I'm like, wait a second. Yeah. Yeah. Are we?
So this is the spiral staircase.
Yeah. I can lead, but I guess maybe I need to get one of the candles to go up because obviously I don't, so it would just be in darkness. Or one of the.
Would you like one of my candles?
Sure.
I have 3 on my candelabra, so here's one. And I pass you a lit candle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Here we go.
Cool. Like this. Cool. And I am going towards the stairs.
All right. All right.
Will they go up?
Yes,
right?
they go up.
And I'm following, but I'm also having a quick look on the floor for the leak, just in case I've missed something up here.
Yeah, absolutely. There is no water on the floor up here at all.
Perfect.
Okay. So Elstrid heads up the stairs.
Yeah. That looks something.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Above. Oh, okay. Let me do.
Yeah, I'm just moving a bit forward so the guys have space.
Yeah. Just we'll reveal it for our lovely people in chat. Above, you find an opulent hallway with beautiful red curtains decorating the windows. It leads away from you, straight on from the stairs, but it also looks like there is a left turn. Is everyone else heading up onto the first floor?
Yes.
Yes. I'll go last.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Max,
Covering the rear.
Lieutenant.
Scuddy is obviously right on my heel.
Everybody's candle. Okay, you walk a little bit forward. There is the left-hand turn.
I just want to quickly, just pop a bit over.
There is a corridor that leads away from you with
Yeah.
4 doors.
This one, you mean?
Yeah, so that left-hand turn is a corridor with 4 doors.
Oh wait, I cannot see because the candle is in front of me. Okay. I think should we start exploring this corridor first?
I don't mind.
Ah,
Yes.
good. Why am I taking 2 candles when I'm trying to move? Oh well. Well, 20 doesn't like me.
You've just accidentally grabbed the candle underneath Max.
I don't know.
Okay, so this
Okay.
is a door here.
Yeah.
Then there's a
okay,
door opposite. And then there's a pair of doors. One is here and the other is opposite.
Oh, okay, sorry, I did not see. Okay, should we? I mean, I'm gonna look at the guys and say, should we open this one first?
If you to investigate the doors, I will stand
Yeah.
here and that's just my light, and keep an eye out down the corridor if anything comes our way.
Yeah.
Just gonna head up past Elstrad.
Okay,
She can
so
open the door.
which door are you opening first? The one on the right or the one on the left?
The one on the right.
Okay, opened.
Do
Beyond...
I hear anything before I actually, open it?
No. Everything up here is super quiet other than the sounds of this strange house.
Okay. I kind of very slowly step in. Ooh. Okay, that's already a bad sign.
It is a very opulent looking and well appointed bedroom. There is a beautiful rug on the floor, complete with bare skin, a chest of drawers, and a large 4-poster bed with a crimson canopy above it.
Okay, I gotta go to the chest of drawers, I guess, to explore it.
And they are all empty. As you open them, there is a small escaping of dust that has been trapped inside for an unknown amount of years, along with the faintest smell of mothballs.
Yay.
But it is empty.
Everything is empty. I pass like a hand over the top layer to see how much dust.
Yeah.
Big.
It
So,
is quite dusty.
Is there any divots in the bed where people have slept?
No, the bed looks almost like it has been completely freshly made.
I have interest, I know on the outside, but do we get the smell of incense still from Priest when he came round?
Interestingly, you do up here, but not so much in the bedrooms. You smell it in the corridor, but not so much in the bedroom. Your kind of assumption That kind of would lead you to believe that the priestess walked through the corridors, opened the door, wafted in some smoke, probably said a prayer, and then closed the door rather than going in to the depths of the bedroom. Engaging by the dust on the chest of drawers and how undisturbed it is, it doesn't look like anything has been overturned or, searched before you.
I'm sure some implies that the kids never come up here.
Possibly. But again, if they are exploring, they may not go through every room. So who knows? We don't really know what exploring this house means for this village, I guess.
It's true.
Is there, again, obviously we didn't see anything like this downstairs, but like, are there pictures up here? Or is it
No.
really nothing?
It's
at all?
really, really empty.
I mean, like, does it look like stuff was removed? Or nothing was there to start? Or again, obviously it's been so long that maybe even if it was being removed, like, we don't see the evidence of it.
Gauging from the arrangement of the room, this looks like a guest room. It has like the bare minimum amount of furniture that it is very comfortable. But it doesn't necessarily look like, anyone would have lived in this bedroom.
Yeah. The opulence just to show off. Okay. Is there a window in this room?
No, there is not.
Well, I guess it's on the internal part of the house. Okay. I think there's not much more we can find in here.
Indeed. Would you like to try across the hall?
Sure. And I'm going straight. Oh, come on. Outside. Seriously? If I cannot cross the door if I have the candle placed on.
I put my candle underneath my token, so I can just grab it as a little block.
Okay, I'll try to do that. Okay. And again, I kind of try to listen a bit at the door that I want to open, and then if I don't hear anything, I'll push it open or pull it open. Ooh.
Beyond is a similarly appointed bedroom to the one before.
They really do love their bear skins.
Maybe this is why we have a declining population of bears here in Norway now.
As Elstrid and Max enter into the second bedroom, Colonel, you kind of watch them cross the corridor and into the next room. As soon as you lose sight of them, something catches the corner of your eye. It is at the other end of the corridor, not this left-hand turn, but at the second set of curtains. You are almost certain out of the corner of your eye, you saw a woman walk around the corner and out of sight.
He gets around a bit.
Max. If she's trying to lead us somewhere, I've just seen her.
Okay. I'm gonna come back out of the room. Please lead on.
Yeah.
Sorry, Loki. Which way did you say it? Was it this way?
Yeah,
Yes.
that way, yeah.
I will head to the end of the corridor and look down.
It is empty. There is a door at the very end, and then it looks like the corridor continues, it swings round to the right.
Onwards.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
So there is a door right ahead of you, and then the corridor does indeed swing round to the right. There are 3 doors and a ladder that leads up to the ceiling. where there is a hatch.
I want to go in the attic.
Like every ounce of the horror movie buff in me is like, don't go in the attic.
Yeah, but just.
And then there's just
open
me.
the-
Don't do it!
What are we thinking?
But if you saw her coming this direction, she's seriously looks like she's trying to tell us something. May not be what we're looking for, but I think we need to follow anyway. So if you want, I can go first into the attic. If you think that's the way to go.
Shall we try the doors first?
Let's try
Yeah.
it first. Head up to the attic last.
The door right ahead of you, yes?
Yes, please.
Okay. It reveals a well-appointed bathing room. So there's a nice big bath, tiled floor. There's like a sectional of carpet by the bath, and then a sink with some soap and a very old-looking towel.
Nothing that seems to catch my mind from just looks like a bathroom. Nothing else. Okay. I'm just going to peer over the bath just quickly and look in.
You have no idea how much I want to give you a what lies beneath moment right now. But I will resist.
Screaming woman comes out of the water in the
I
bath.
know. The bath is empty and dry.
Looking around, there's nothing else in this room that really catches my attention. I'm going to walk back out again. Move to the next door.
Okay. The room beyond is very different to the other bedrooms you have seen. It is utilitarian and simple. Simple beds, simple curtains, simple carpet.
Like the servant room.
Yeah, and that is exactly what all three of you have had backgrounds, and all of you have grown up in worlds where you would be familiar with a servant having a bedroom in your house. Normally you would have a cook, a maid, a manservant, and a housekeeper. If you were very well off and very opulent, like some of you may have grown up.
I don't believe that she was one of the housekeepers from what I've seen.
And that resonates with all three of you. Each of you have borne witness to this woman in some way. I mean, Max and the Colonel have only caught her out of the corner of their eye or shrouded in sort of darkness. But
I've seen her.
Elstrad, you have full seen and borne witness to this spectre. And you know the woman you saw was wearing clothes that would not have been associated with the working class.
Yep. Yeah. She did not look like a maid. She looked like, more like the lady of the house.
Indeed.
I will leave the bedroom and head to the next door.
Okay. The room beyond in this room looks like a lot of the other bedrooms that you have seen. There is a very nice looking 4-post bed with a crimson canopy. There is a bedside table, bearskin rug, curtains. But on the chest of drawers, there is a silver box that catches your eye. It catches the light of your candelabra and flickers and dances with the candle flame.
I will head over to it, and I will have a look.
It is silver. Unquestionably, this item is made in, well, the outside of it at least is entirely made out of silver, and it has been pressed with a very beautiful and elegant pattern. The lid looks like it opens top up. And it stands on 4 little feet. Sort of like little dragon feet, almost.
Oh,
Can I assume this is a music box?
It gives you all the vibes of music box, yes.
Gonna be a box of fingers.
could be eyes. You never know.
A box of children's teeth.
What have I
open the
done?
box.
You open the box.
I open the box.
Okay,
What
as
is
soon as you open the box, you realise it is indeed a music box.
Not creepy.
It begins to pling plang at you, basically. After a few seconds of the pling planging, the song sort of dips for a little moment, and then there is a voice that seems to come out of the box. It is a woman's voice, and it says, "You saw me where I never was, and where I could not be. And yet, within that very place, the keyhole you will see."
Wait, she said, and yet? I don't know.
Yeah. You saw me where I never was, and where I could not be. And yet within that very place, the keyhole you will see.
It just sound like a, I suppose almost like a recorded message kind of thing, or does she sound like she's actually speaking to me?
It gives you all kinds of creep factor. It sounds a bit like a record, but it's way too clear for it to be a record. As soon as the music box then just stops. It is empty.
Did we hear that as well, or did only the colonel hear it?
Oh, you, all 3 of you will have heard the creepy music box message.
Okay.
I will walk back and regroup with the others. So,
I mean, doesn't the message mean that technically we need to go back to one of the rooms we've been in?
Maybe she never went into the cellar, as the lady of the house would potentially not do that. And I did see her down in there.
Oh, yeah.
we've seen her in 3 different locations, and we have a key with 3. No, with 3
Yeah.
keys.
Uh, by any chance, were you were down there, did you see any place that could have been in our keyhole?
It was very dark.
That's very
No,
strange.
I wasn't looking properly.
Yeah, the only thing you saw was the large crate that was unbroken, the 2 broken crates, the puddle on the floor, and the sort of dripping from the ceiling.
Shall we finish our search of
This floor.
this floor? I'm gonna try and open this door, please.
Yeah, absolutely. In the room beyond is another servant's bedroom or quarters.
Another place that the lady of the house would potentially never have been.
Yeah.
What does the attic look like?
It just looks like a hatch. The ladder just leads up to a hatch.
It's not got a keyhole, no.
Nope.
Should I go first upstairs?
By all means, ladies first.
Cool. And I am going towards the hatch. Come on.
Okay.
Gonna die.
No, I'm not allowing it.
You climb
Ah,
up
very.
the
I'm
ladder,
listening to the hatch before I open it.
and it is silent beyond.
Okay. Then I push it open or pull it open or.
Okay.
Hello. Hello, creepy room.
Hello, creepy room.
I mean, come up here and you tell me. I mean, other than the stuff that I can actually see, I mean, Scotty obviously cannot climb stairs.
Yes, it's just you up here.
Yeah.
It is just what you can see, including that very creepy little doll that is. My apologies. It seems we have had a technical issue. One of my drivers inside my graphics card decided to time out. As such, we're actually going to take this as a sign from the universe that now is the best time to have our intermission. We are going to be gone for 10 minutes just to have a little bio break so we can roll our hit dice, have some snacks, and become rehydrated for the remainder of our adventure for this evening. Please feel free to run away and have a short rest for yourself. We will be back at 21:50 for more of our story. Hello, hello, hello. We are back from our short rest. We have rolled our hit die, eaten our provisions, and quaffed some beverages. And we are ready to return to you after our little technical issue. So, without further ado, let's return to the attic of Ødegarden, where Elstrid is alone.
Not creepy at all.
All right, Elstrid.
Yeah.
Lay it on us. What do you do in the creepy attic?
Does it look like somebody has been here recently or even lived here recently?
Yes, the dust on the floor is indeed disturbed.
Yeah.
Someone has been up into this attic recently and walked around it.
Yeah, because that looks like, I don't know, residue of food. I am seriously not looking at the door.
Mostly up here, it is a combination of junk, random household items, broken things.
Yeah, it looks like storage.
Yes, exactly that.
Like, there's even like the fancy leftover of, what is it? It doesn't look like bear skin, more like, I don't know, mountain lion?
Yeah, there's animal skins, broken mirrors, broken crates, bags, furniture, chests, books.
I have this feeling that it smells bad up here.
Probably smells of dust and time.
Okay. Okay, I'm getting closer to this mirror because it looks possibly, just because it's the closest thing to the hatch, like the most recent addition to this attic.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do I see in the mirror other than myself?
As you look in the mirror, I imagine there's a very tentative moment where the fear rises up inside you again before you lean over and look into the mirror, remembering the window.
Yeah, exactly.
As you lean over the mirror, you just see your terrified reflection illuminated with candlelight.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As you move away from the mirror, comforted by the fact that you have not seen a visage from beyond, you hear the sound of a drip of water. And for a moment, it looks like ripples spread across the mirror. But it is just a mirror.
Okay. Mm-hmm. The sound kind of like came from this area.
Yes, absolutely.
I kind of want to explore a bit more. Okay, let's go to the creepy doll.
I can see that Jack is legitimately...
I am not touching the doll. I'm just looking at it.
Come play with me.
As long as it's not Chucky.
It is a China doll clad in the traditional clothes of sort of this area of Norway. So the really beautiful blue and the white and the red.
Does it look like, like the more of a child's toy, or is it a collection item, let's say?
That's a really interesting question. So for us, we would consider it to be almost like a collection item.
Yeah.
But at the time, it would have been a child's doll. And it lays there, looking up at you with its glazed expression.
No, it's face down.
From your angle, because you've come at it from like head on, Instead of the vibrant smile and rosy cheeks, the mouth is downturned and the expression is forlorn, sorrowful and hopeless, illuminated by the flickering of your candlelight.
Yeah, cool, man. Sure. Well, nothing of interest, so I move forward. What is that?
It's a bucket.
Just a bucket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buckets, barrels, rocking chairs, urns, crates.
Those looks like flour.
On
Does look
close, it actually is a little collection of stuffed toys.
Is
Their
it?
eyes gaze up at you, glazed and frosted. One looks at you sadly with a single eye and threads that tell tale of a lost, somewhat missing eyeball.
Oh.
They look sad, forlorn, and abandoned in the darkness of the attic.
Does anything here like since recently move except like just walked?
Just walked.
Okay. I am not gonna touch anything up here. I'm just. What is that? Because that is seriously coffin shaped.
Looming out of the darkness, there is, in your frightened state, what looks to be a coffin.
Cool. Is it? I'm gonna look if it looks like, to be used or already used.
As you draw closer, you realize that it is not a coffin at all. It is just a crate that is elongated at one end.
That is seriously coffin shaped.
Uncle Knick-Knack's summer wardrobe.
Whoa, what is that? Okay,
There
see
is-
writing on this crate.
There is a board. It is a wooden board that lays abandoned on the floor.
Okay.
It is covered in occult symbols.
Do I recognize any of the symbols? Obviously, I'm not a master of the occult or anything.
No, but it does look... It looks occulty. There are letters, symbols, signs, pictures, runes. And resting atop it is a strange wooden object that looks like a giant pointer.
Yeah, I'm familiar with an Ouija board. Oh, let's see. I kind of go closer back to the entrance, and I'm gonna say, does anybody? Wait, I think Max is the closest because I think he was the one almost the other. I'm like, hey, I'm just asking for help to read occult symbols and runes because I'm assuming more of my education was more like learning English and French than runes, even if probably the area, but not that type of family.
Absolutely. I'll come up now.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna start ascending the ladder. Are you okay there with the with the hound?
Do you
Yes.
take your candelabra up with you,
I do,
Max? Okay.
because the colonel has his own.
Yep. So, once I see Max upstairs, I'm kind of gonna lead him towards the board.
Oh, I don't have any light yet.
Yep. Okay, I'm staying. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
And yeah, over here.
Oh, yes.
I'm just very happy that it's written in yellowish and not, red-ish.
It looks to be a spirit board, Max. The kind of thing that lots of charlatans use as it. There is a lot of lore and rumour and gossip that surrounds these magical items. There are so many charlatans that you have exposed in your investigations that use this as like their form of mediumship and showmanship and deception.
Yeah.
You also know that as popular as it is with charlatans and deceivers and play mediums, looking at this spirit board, this is a real one.
Okie dokie. Is it just a board?
It is just
With
a board
a pointer.
with a pointer.
Perfect. Elstrid, could you take that with you? I believe the best place to do this is in the dining room.
Should we move it?
Oh yes, yeah, it's absolutely fine unless it's been activated, in which case we'd know.
Okay. I mean, I trust Max, so okay. Can I take the board with me?
Yes, you can. You can just pick it up off the floor.
Okay, and I'll take the board with me and the pointer. The pointer goes in a pocket.
Okay.
What does it look it's been written with?
It looks like it has been kind of hand painted. Like it's quite pretty. It's not super creepy. The one in Dungeon Fog that I've used in the map is kind of super creepy. This one wouldn't have been quite so creepy.
I mean, it has an inverted pentagram on it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
It's safe.
yeah.
It does look like leather, the classical let's ask a question.
Yeah.
There is.
This big silver-lined box here.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I haven't explored so far. That far.
It's a chest.
Is it locked? I'm gonna move up to. I'm gonna like gingerly move up to it. Kind of like, oh, excuse me, to the bits and bobs as I push past them. Is it locked?
It is not.
I also like the creepy scythe that is sit next to it.
Yeah.
I'd like to open the chest, please.
Okay. It opens with a creak, and it is full of folded winter clothing.
Okay.
And we're talking, I said winter, feel like I'm going to add to that to really, land that. We're talking like snowshoes and goggles and like Arctic winter kind of clothing.
I mean, it's making sense for the area that we're in.
I mean, it gets very cold, but this is like Arctic tundra gear.
Well, at least if next we get snow, we're already covered. The books here. What are they?
They are a collection of books that are very similar to those in the study room that you were in before. They, all of them, talk about the unseen ones, the other world, or the occult in some way.
Okie dokie. How does it feel up here?
Cold, dusty, forgotten.
I'm gonna just wave at myself in the mirror as I walk past. There's our friend the doll.
Why?
I could take it with me.
You see what I mean, though? Dave looks like more like face down, not looking.
It really does. Yeah, it doesn't look up. Yeah. Okay. Astrid, I'll meet you back downstairs. I'm gonna start wandering down the hatch.
Okie dokie.
And I just like give a last look to the room, and then I start going down as well.
Okie dokie.
How's it been down here with me and the dog?
Quiet. Quiet,
Scotty's a
if
good
I'm
girl.
honest.
How is Scotty towards me?
Suspicious.
Scuddy does the thing of sort of looking up and pining for Elstrid's return.
Oh.
Just trying to stroke her neck. Sorry.
Bless you.
Yeah, say, good girl. Good girl. She'll be back soon.
Well, I guess we go back down, and the colonel can see me bringing down a spirit board.
I suppose there's a reason, yes?
Absolutely. We have somebody wandering the house that obviously would like to talk to us. Seems the easiest way.
I'm guessing that's some kind of spirit board then, as I'm assuming I have absolutely no idea what this is.
I mean, you'll have heard, like, parlour gossip and rumour about these sorts of things, but I don't see the Colonel being the sort of guy who goes and visits, like, a medium or anything like
Right.
that.
Okay, as we're walking back, I'd like to go behind this curtain here quickly.
Yep.
I'd like to look if there's a keyhole by it, because that's where I saw the lady.
Yeah. There is not a keyhole by...
it's
I mean, it's just a normal window frame, sill, and there is nothing unusual about the corner of this room at all.
We didn't see even anything like worth a keyhole upstairs, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, there was no doors, there was no nothing, just was that attic space.
I believe there's still a couple of more rooms up here to check before we leave up here.
Yeah.
I agree. I will assume my position in between in the corridor.
I'll go first.
You had full max.
I thought you were doing the Spider-Man theme for a minute there.
Spider Max, Spider Max. Left door first, please.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Beyond is another one of these well-appointed bedrooms. Again, chest of drawers, bearskin rug, 4-poster bed.
I'm guessing nothing around or with the chest of drawers.
No, this is like all the other bedrooms you saw. There's no other doors. There are windows, but they're not like in the other bedroom with the music box. There's nothing like that in here.
Perfect.
So we only found. So there's at the moment we only found like one room that looked like lived in.
It lived in. But again, there was nothing in it. So it was almost like the music box was forgotten in some mass exodus of this house.
Or, you know, there's always the forgotten for a reason.
Exactly. The cursed object.
Or the message, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You have to leave somehow a message, and we got a message.
Yep. Please press 1 for haunting. Please press 2 for assistance. Astrid, would you like to check the other room?
Yeah, sure. And again, I push the door slightly first, and then completely open.
Okay. And the last of the kind of guest bedrooms is revealed.
I mean, more of the same. Is it?
Yes, it's just more of the same. Chest of drawers, bearskin rug, 4-poster bed, opulent, comfortable.
Yeah, there is nothing really about this room. Like, the only one that actually have a feeling about it, even if it's not a feeling, I'm like, just look like lived in, is the one with the music box. Do I see anything? Or, you know, hear something?
No.
I'm a bit on the lookout, obviously, at the moment.
As you all would be, having all of you at some point seen a spectre haunting this house.
I believe we should head back down. Perhaps we should venture back into the basement area. Just in case.
Because we've seen the attic, we've seen the rooms at this floor, we've seen all the rooms at the ground floor.
There's one room outside we are yet to go into, just north of the well.
There's a room outside?
Yes.
All of you would kind of make the assumption this is probably an outdoor water closet, privy, bathroom, toilet. In this era in history, a lot of houses, it was very standard to have your toilet outside of the house for hygiene reasons. And because plumbing is not necessarily so much a thing here.
There's a river that...
Yeah, there's a river. It may be that you walk everything down to the river. Actually, more likely in this area and in this time, you're going to have a kind of semi-long drop, semi-compost toilet. That's the sort of thing that you would have, and that's why it would be outside. It would be a dugout in the ground that you did your business, and you would then put like sphagnum moss, sawdust, straw, grass clippings on top of it, something dry, and it would basically create a compost.
Okay. So, yeah, like, we've seen the one at Inga's house, so we know that the building that we see outside is probably of the same.
Probably of the same, yes. Like, it would stand to reason that is where the toilet is going to be.
The one thing I remember though is that room outside for Inga was the one where we saw the troll magic.
Cross, yes. The
Yeah.
crow, yeah.
So, I mean, I know everybody was surprised a bit that it was there, but not really, because if they believe in the old religion, obviously. We haven't seen anything in here except for the spirit board that makes us think
And
of
a
like...
lot of books. There have been a lot of
Yeah, exactly.
very thematic books.
Yeah, but more like on the Vaesen side than on the religion side.
Yeah, so this is less,
It could be something that somebody in this house was a Thursday child.
Almost undoubtedly, the things that you have seen books-wise, the things you have read here.
They were trying to like explain it to themselves or something. So.
Or even, it's less trying to explain it to themselves, but more study it. And the books aren't written by a singular person. There seems to be a wealth of authors contributing towards this Vaesen occult library. But they're not, all the texts that you've seen here have been written in a more academic way than a theological way. So it's less religious and more scientific. Even if it's talking about the other world and unseen beings.
Where you were saying to go, Max? Was it the basement again?
Yes, I think so. It makes sense for the message.
Do you all head downstairs to the ground floor?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, lovely. I shall move
Absolutely.
us over.
As far away from that creepy doll as the
So you descend the stairs and arrive back into the living room, saloon room that is down here on the ground floor.
There's seriously an abundance of bucks heads, I guess. That, don't get me wrong, Astrid is a ranger, so she's not surprised by it, just it's high number.
Would you like to pop the spirit board into the dining room, please, Astrid, and then we'll head downstairs?
You mean here?
Yes, please.
Yeah. I'll go and leave the spirit board over there. You can start going if you want.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. As we get there, I will try and open it.
Okay. The hatch opens just like it did before.
Oh,
Into the deep.
Okay. Are we all descending into the basement, or are we sending a delegate into the darkness?
I think probably better all.
Yeah.
And just leave Skadi upstairs.
Nah, Scott is coming with like
We'll pass
I
her
do
down.
like buddy, and like she jumps over me and I just like climb down. Doable. Totally doable.
Very cute. Okay, so in that case then, you all descend into... You all descend this ladder that seems to be trying to claw its way out of the darkness, out of this this basement. One by one, you descend into the darkness, hoping that your little flickering candle lights will illuminate the way. you arrive in the cellar. Again, the darkness seems to press in on you, as if it is at war with the candlelight, your little flames dimming as this darkness presses in, challenging the little flickering flames.
If you follow me, I'll direct you and show you where I saw her. It was through here. I'm gonna follow the water.
So the water runs a little distance, only a few centimetres across the ceiling, where you can see a little crack where the water seems to be penetrating this subterranean room. It runs a few centimetres across the ceiling before obviously meeting a deviation that then allows it to pool and drip into the puddle below.
Is there anything that looks or resembles a keyhole in the walls of this room?
No.
Do we hear anything weird? Do we see anything weird? Do
You
we
can-
see her again?
You can hear the sound of the water dripping. It's quite rhythmic, but there is a fairly long pause between the drips. You hear a single drop fall the distance into the puddle, drip, and ripples fan out through the puddle, illuminated by your candlelight.
Can I look into the water?
Yes.
Do I just see a reflection as normal?
No. You see your own reflection, yes. You also see the reflection of the wall that the puddle has pulled around. And in the reflection, you see a keyhole in the wall. A keyhole that you cannot see unless you look into the reflection.
That's... Do you mind if I borrow that key?
Absolutely. Rummages in his pocket, and he's like, that's a rock from yesterday. Oh, here's your wine, Elstrad. Here's the key.
Thank you, Max. And I will try and insert the key using the reflection.
The key inserts into the strange keyhole in the wall with ease. Not only does it insert with ease, but it turns with ease as well. As if the lock beyond is well oiled and well used. It makes a very satisfying unlocking sound. And then, all three of you, standing in the room by candlelight, gazing at the wall the key has been inserted into, can plain as day see the joins in the stone, outlining a door. How you had not seen this before, you're not sure. Because it is as clear to you now as is the key and the keyhole.
Forward.
Indeed.
And I push the door open.
Okay. The door swings open with a very gentle and silent motion. It's almost as if this door and hinges were perfectly formed. Beyond, you see a very large and opulent-looking table. As soon as you enter into the room, flickering torchlights illuminate the braziers in this room and the fireplace, filling the entire room with a warm glow. It is as you see it. There is a huge table that occupies almost the entire space of this underground chamber. There are chairs all around the table, most of them the same, but one chair at the very end is grand and opulent. And on the table, notified by this fabulous GM's note that I left in your layer instead of mine, you can see there is a letter.
I will walk over to the letter and try and have a read.
Okay, I can do this.
Oh,
I don't know how well that will appear. Nope. Okay, so there is a letter. Hopefully that's all popped up for everybody. The letter reads the following in a very beautiful and delicate script. It says, "I know not who to address this letter to. Only..." Oh, for goodness sake. Aha! "Only that you will one day find it, even if it isn't all of you yet. Welcome to Ødegarden. May this house serve you, the next generation of Thursday's children, as it did us. Know this, however, it is not your true home. With this letter, you will find a key. This key will open the door to your future, to all your futures. Now, journey through hell until you find Geirtr. There you will find the keyhole. Unlock the door, unlock your potential, and discover who you truly are in the hall under the mountain." And it is signed Dr. P. Gint. With it, you do indeed find a key.
Because that's not a creepy key.
yes, I was thinking the same.
Yeah. Totally legit.
I turn to Max and go, "Does the name mean anything to you?"
Does it, GM?
Which name?
Pegant.
P. Gint.
No. Well,
For which one of us?
Dr. P.
Yeah.
Gint does not ring a bell like Dr. P. Gint. No names. It is humorous, or at least interesting, that whoever this doctor is, their initials match those of someone of legend, of tale, and of myth. All of you would be familiar with the fairy story of Per Gynt, the adventurer and explorer who saved women from trolls, who adventured far and wide, who battled giants, defeated trolls, and even went in to the Hall of the Mountain King. You would all kind of know the fairy stories. So that's the only recognition you can think of. Per Gynt.
What about the name Gator?
Gator does not ring any bells for anyone. But it is written in such a way you know it's a name.
Yeah. I mean, is it the name of a person or a place?
It sounds more like a person than a place, but it is a bit of a weird name.
Yeah.
I believe this house has given us all we are going to find. And we have heard of hell here already. So perhaps it could be time for supper.
Yeah.
And a morning venture out to descend into hell.
Does it look like this place has been recently explored as well? 'Cause
No. This room feels and looks like you are the first people in here in a long time.
in generations. Time.
Not generations, no. We're...
Because we know that the kids came into the house.
Yeah. So you're thinking like gauging from the dust and from the... It's been decades.
Decades.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like it seriously mentioned, like the letter says, the next generation of Thursday's children, and I'm like thinking, obviously, it reminds me of the people of the village saying that every generation of kids come here.
Yeah.
It usually sounds like, reminds me of that.
But don't forget, all of you have, in the last few days of travelling together, all of you have revealed in some way, shape or form to each other that you are also all Thursday's children.
I mean, the letter could be addressed to us or to who. That's... Obviously, you can find this room only if you see the ghost, and only if you trust your instinct and you see the reflection in the puddle. So...
And that room where we found the key had been locked.
Yeah, that
No
is...
one had been in there.
But we heard something in there. We assume it's the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but... Okay.
Should we take the letter with us so that we can refer back to it?
Does the writing remind us of the writing of Inga's? No?
No,
Not
it doesn't.
Why Inga's handwriting, the one that we found in her house?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Not at all.
I think we need to go breaking and entering in the village and find whoever's got the same handwriting.
I mean, I guess we're gonna be able...
To get rid of the priest, get him to sign it.
Yeah, exactly. Just ask, form a line. Could you all write what it can be found in Ødegarden, please?
With both hands, you never know people that write with lefty and then they fake being righty or vice versa.
Like our fabulous GM does.
Don't be calling me out again.
When I was a kid, I'm ambidextrous, or at least I was, and I used to write the left page of the notebook with my left hand and the right page with my right hand. Never get tired of that. Okay, I guess we can go.
I feel like I want to go back to the original room where we found the key and look at the walls and reflections. Let's see if there's any other keyholes there. There's 3 keys, after all, on this key ring. There could be
Only one of the spurs actually open. This one. Okay.
Right.
So the whole key went into the wall.
Oh, the whole key went in.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, the
sorry.
whole key went into this wall.
Okay.
If it is indeed addressed to us, then we could call this place home almost.
The letter does say not to consider this our home.
Not to.
Yeah, it says it is not your true home.
It is how
Safe
to
space.
serve you.
Hmm?
It says, may this house serve you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A safe space, perhaps, if travelling.
Mm.
But right now has no food and no clothes for us.
And no real warmth at the moment.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I think supper time.
Yeah. Let's go back to the inn tavern.
To
Cool.
the village hotel.
Yeah, to the people that we actually like. To Thurid and Yol.
Is there anything else that you want to do whilst we're here, Colonel?
Honestly, I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything else here that needs looking at. I will, however, go back to the study. And I'd like to take the book on Vaesen.
Fair. All right. So you're all heading back up to the first floor. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. I will
I'm going to
move
be
you-
the last one out of that room, and I'm going to close it,
Yeah.
lock it.
Yeah,
and take the key.
absolutely. When you lock that door, the moment you pull the key out of the wall, you no longer can see the keyhole, nor
Yeah.
the door. It just
Just-
is a wall,
Just in the puddle.
just in the puddle.
Perfect. So at least we can still get back in.
And you return to the kitchen, closing the trapdoor behind you. As you exit out of the kitchen and you all get yourselves ready. Colonel, you want to head back to the study, don't you, to fetch
Yes,
up
please.
that book on Vaesen.
Do.
I kinda want to leave the spirit board here. I don't think it would be well received at the inn.
No, absolutely. I do indeed agree with you. We'll come back for that if we need it.
Yeah.
The book is entitled From the Depths. A treatise on beings of the sea and oceans. And it is written by Dr. P. Gint.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
Yeah, slightly familiar at this point.
I will show this to Elstrad and Max.
Mm-hmm.
And it is indeed full of, as you look through it, there aren't, unfortunately, there aren't any pictures in the book. But there is there's a wealth of knowledge in here. It seems like each chapter is devoted to the I have completely forgotten the word. The eyewitness accounts of people who have survived encounters with creatures in the sea. And they seem to... Someone has clearly gone to great lengths to accumulate a wealth of eyewitness accounts and then group them together into similar themes. And then, after each one of these eyewitness accounts, there is then a section of the book that goes into a theoretical discussion on which one of the unseen these eyewitness accounts are talking about.
Do any sound familiar?
You probably are going to need some time to read through this book and work out where the chapters start and end, etc., and sort of get your head around the contents of the book. But you do feel your heart rate increase slightly at the thought of what you might find inside this book.
I take the book with me.
Okay. As you exit out of the study, and all three of you kind of gather at the front door, ready to leave for the Vertsuset, the candles in the dining room illuminate themselves.
I'm gonna step forward.
Thank you very much.
Nothing happens as you step towards the doors.
Mhm. I don't see anything in here except the lights on.
As you step into the room, you hear the sound, almost like a scratching, scraping sound. It's very quiet, as if something very small and wooden was to move across something else wooden.
Perhaps somebody is saying hello.
Hello?
As in...
No, I'm trying to say hello to the room to see if anybody answers.
There's no answer in the room.
What? I guess
Oh wait,
to the room and have a look at the spirit board.
yeah, yeah.
It is not as you left it.
Okay. Like the pointer has moved, or the spirit board is different looking?
The pointer has moved.
Okay, where is the pointer pointing at?
It is resting just on one of the occult symbols.
Which symbol?
Give me a... Max, this is gonna be for you. Give me a learning check. You do so with a +1 mod, because this is your jam. This shit is your jam. This shit is your jam.
Hey!
Yeah, nice. It is the symbol for initiation.
Initiation?
Initiation. That's a word I can always misspell.
Join the club.
Luckily, it comes from Latin and I can write it.
Okay. It seems that the house indeed has welcomed us as we begin our true journey. We thank you, and we wish we will be back.
Is it worth asking some more questions as we're here and seem to have its attention?
I'm not sure if this is the being that we wish to be asking questions to, as I don't think the children have been taken here. We have checked every part of the house and even found a a secret room.
Should we? We could kinda ask if they know anything about the children.
You just did.
Just kind.
The planchette. We're going to use technical terms now because we have an occultist among us. The planchette moves to yes before your very eyes.
Do you know where they are?
The planchette stays where it is.
Can you tell us?
Again, it does not move.
Can you show us?
This time it does move, and the planchette shifts to no.
But he can tell us.
Then where are they?
The planchette does the following.
Ready.
G. R. Which is A and E joined together.
Okay.
T. I. R.
So,
Haha! It's a place! Or it's still a name and they are the ones. I may have said haha too soon.
My Please, someone clip that moment where Sarah's like, I am Sherlock Holmes. Actually, I might not be.
It makes sense in both ways.
yes, it's the same name that has been mentioned in the letter.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like if that's where they are, it's gonna be a place, but it could be just somebody that has them there.
Simple way of getting around this. Is that a place or a person?
Find Gertir. There you will find the keyhole.
The planchette moves into just empty space. And then to no.
Is Gertir a Vaesen?
And the planchette moves straight to yes.
Okay, guys, let's have a list of Vaesens ready. Let's ask which ones it is. Okay.
The planchette begins to move as the three of you kind of stand there in kind of enraptured at the realization you are dealing or might be dealing with a Vaesen. The planchette begins to move. D A N G E R. And as the planchette lands on the R, the candelabras on the dining room table extinguish themselves. As do the candles that you are all holding. You find yourselves completely kind of in the darkness of Ødegarden. The whole house goes completely dark. You are kind of standing completely in the dark in Ødegarden. But you are not afraid. As your eyes adjust and acclimatize to this new darkness, you see light. The light is coming from outside. It is faint and flickering, and clearly it is firelight.
Fire.
Mm-hmm.
In which direction?
It is coming from the village of Ødegarden.
As in, is it straight down in the room?
Yeah,
Well,
it's
that
straight
way.
down in the room. You can leave your tokens in the dark and just let me know where you're planning on heading.
Okay, so I'm going to head to the front door
Okay.
and open it.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to move you over to the theatre of the mind. You all go out onto the veranda outside of Ødegarden. It is at this moment that you remember this house is on a hill and it overlooks Ødegarden village. Within Ødegarden village, you see a swarm of what can only be described as fireflies in the fog. As you kind of stare, your mind's trying to make sense of what it is you can see, you realize that these are not fireflies. These are torches.
Oh God.
I believe we should start heading back.
Yeah.
As do I.
Should we tie up again?
Yeah.
What is the fog like now?
It is.
I'm guessing
It is still thick, but it seems to have eased enough that you are able to see these torches moving around the village.
Are we heading back as quick as possible?
Absolutely.
What are we thinking this is? So we can prepare ourselves.
Well, the missionary did indeed leave, so they could be searching for him. I'm hoping that no one else has gone missing whilst we have been away.
Or has he gone missing in the... well, are they looking for him for another reason?
Torches.
I have heard of tales of wicker men being used to exorcise foul spirits from places.
And as Max makes reference to Wickerman, you see in the village something is set alight. It is not a giant effigy of a person. That first moment, because Max has said Wicker Man, that first moment you kind of there's a fear that is what you might see. That fear turns from the fear of imagination to the fear of reality. It is not an effigy, it is not a Wicker Man, it is not a bonfire. It is a building. There is fire in the village of Ødegarden. Something is burning.
I hope that's not the inn. My clothes are there. We should hurry.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm on a bit of a jog, I think, now.
Yeah. We're kind of like.
Yes, definitely slightly brisker than power walking.
Also, like we are, downhill, so that helps.
Introduce you to the 95th Rifles slow march.
You hurriedly make your descent into the village of Ødegarden. You follow the trail away from Ødegarden, the trail becoming the road becoming the way into the village. You carve your way through the fog towards the firelight, towards an unknown catastrophe that you have borne witness to. As you enter into the village of Ødegarden, you quickly try and assess whatever it is going on here. You walk through the fog, thick, cloying, pressing in against you, smothering, towards a light. Really, a light now that is so bright, the torches are dwarfed by this flame, this inferno. Suddenly, you seem to step out of the fog. The fog becomes thin, burnt away by the fire. The scene that you bear witness before you not only surprises but shocks you. Inger's house is burning. Standing on the lawn outside the house is the priest. He brandishes a symbol and casts forth water from a bottle at his hip that he draws up, casting it out. You hear the sounds of prayers booming. And as the prayers come to a close, as you arrive at this scene, you hear the names of God spoken one after another. In this moment, the three of you stand at the edge of the fog. The house is burning. The priest is performing some sort of exorcism. You hear the names of God boom out through the fogless patch around the inferno. And in the burning light of the house, you realize the priest is not alone. For gathered around him are a number of villagers brandishing torches, all of them making the sign of the cross for each of the names that the priest speaks.
What?
as you bear witness to the scene, it takes each of you a moment to really, truly understand what it is you bear witness to. As the final word, as the final name of God is uttered, as the three of you finally catch up to what your eyes are seeing, there is a terrible scream that echoes out across the fog. It is a single, unhuman voice, and it is a scream of anger, frustration, and pain. And it is at this exact and precise moment that we will call an end to tonight's session.
No.
No.
It's 11 o'clock! It's the end of the stream! Don't be cross
So-
at me, be cross at time.
Okay, so just a random quick game question. The people that are with the priest,
Yes.
are they the villagers that we have gotten to know?
Some, but not all.
Right.
Can I just quickly go, flying tackle the priest or anything? Nah. Next session.
Next session.
What in the name?
Right, making
Oof.
that final comment. Jesus.
Et voila. Thank you so much to everybody who has joined us for this evening's stream. It has been my absolute pleasure to tell this spooky story of haunted houses and mystery. I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to our cast this evening. Give us a little shout out. Who are you? Who did you play? And if people want to find you on the social medias, where can they do so? Mike, you're at the top of my screen. So why don't you go first?
So my name is Mike. I am a part-time Twitch streamer, and you can find me at, well, Dan has just given me a lovely shout out on Twitch. On Instagram, I am on Mikey's Gamer World, and I am on Twitter at mmikeyb456.
Sarah.
I am Sarah, and I think I'm just on Instagram as Spikkia, Spikkia. Yes, that's the spelling in English.
and Jack.
So I've been playing Lieutenant Colonel Bartholomew Seaton. I primarily just stream here, the only place to be really. On Instagram, I am j.m.barber_the Colonel. If you want to check me out on there.
I still can't believe you added that.
I know, it's so good, right? I also want to say a massive thank you to our fabulous moderator in chat. So, Div and Ink, they have been our moderator all evening. They have been tirelessly making sure that everybody is safe, having fun, and being fabulous. And welcoming new followers and putting all of our links in and absolutely everything. They are an absolute legend. You can catch them also on Twitch. They stream regularly through the week, playing ridiculous games like Sea of Thieves and other bonkers activities. Hopefully they put a link for themselves in the chat at some point.
I have already done it.
Lovely, thank you. And that is our cast. We, as in me and chat, we are going to move over to our fabulous credit roll now, where I will thank all of the contributors and resources that we have used before finding someone fabulous to raid into. But before we do that, I just want to say a final thank you to our fabulous cast members and a goodbye to them. So thank you very much. You are the ones who bring my stories to life.
Thank you very much,
so
GM.
much.
Thank you, GM.
And here we are, the fabulous credit roll. This is where I'm going to have to look at my credit roll and try and talk to you at the same time. We would like to say a massive thank you to Shusha for her amazing character art. All of the tokens that you have seen of our characters tonight were taken from the artwork that she wonderfully created for us, and all of the cast members you are yet to meet. Johan Egerkrans, he is the original artist to the original Vaesen book from which the RPG came into being. Without the amazing art of Johan Egerkrans, we just would not be here playing this ridiculous game and having all of this fun. And then leading straight on is Free League. Free League are the publishers of the Vaesen RPG. If you are interested in running your own Nordic horror set in this mythic north with these mysterious creatures, then please head over to Free League and give them a little look up. It's not just that, they also do the Alien RPG, which is another one of my personal favourites, and their new release, which is the Lord of the Rings RPG game. You can find them at freeleaguepublishing.com. Roll20 has been our virtual tabletop today. You have seen maps from Dungeon Fog on our virtual tabletop. The dynamic lighting feature which you have seen is an amazing resource from Roll20. I cannot tell you how good all of these features are. Head on over roll20.net. A huge portion of the VTT is completely free. Along with being a virtual tabletop, Roll20 has this amazing jukebox, and inside of there you will find shame. I thought I was going to get all the way through this without messing up. Week four. You will find tabletop audio. You have heard a lot of the ambient sounds, the creepy music, and the sound effects have all come from these amazing tabletop audio resources. You can find them on Roll20, but more importantly, you can find them at their website at tabletopaudio.com, where there is 1,000 times more amazing ambient music and themed sounds for your role-playing game. Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech is another one of the contributing musical artists that you can find in the Roll20 jukebox that we used this evening. You can find them at incompetech.com if you want to just look at them without using the tabletop. The OBS overlays were made by myself using the runic translator from Valhyr, along with the there's some more details coming at the bottom of the credit roll. The intro video was also made by myself. The intro theme, or our theme song, was made using Music Jam, which is an awesome app that you can use that helps you put together all of these pieces of music. If I can get one of the mods to bung all of these links in the chat, so that if one of these is of particular interest to you, then you can just click on that and follow your way through. Lastly, I want to say thank you to the most important thing of this evening, which is you in chat, our audience. Without you, there would be absolutely no reason to do any of this. You are our audience, you are our listeners. We breathe these stories to life for your enjoyment and your entertainment. I cannot say a massive thank you enough to you on Twitch this evening live, and anyone else who catches up with us on YouTube. Thank you so, so much. You are, all of you, amazing, and you are all legends in my eyes. I really hope that we see you next week when we return to our campaign to find out what on earth our adventurers are going to do now that the situation has escalated in the village of Ødegarden. Now, while one of my lovely mods or Mike finds someone to raid. Okay, this is where I do my medium trick, everyone, and I kind of like have voices in my head that tell me things. Right. /raid. I promise it is actually someone I can hear in my head and not a spirit board I have in front of me. /raid. P1 AY the game. Okay, guys, you are going to want to join in on this. These lovely guys at Play the Game, with 1 instead of an L. They are currently playing the Game of Thrones RPG. I have heard of this. I have seen the rulebook, and it is, well, it is everything you think it's going to be. We're going to raid over to them. I've pressed the button. I don't know if it's working. Is this working? It's working! This is me being a pro streamer, everyone. And here we go. I just want to say one last thank you to all of you in the audience. And I will finish the stream as I started it. Our thoughts, our prayers, and all of our love go out to everyone who was affected by the shooting in Oslo. Our campaign is set in Norway, and many of our cast and crew are members of the LGBT+ community or allies. And so for us, it was a shocking event that has drastically affected their Oslo Pride event. All of our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who was affected by that. And we as a group just wanted to say that we stand with Oslo with pride, all of us. Vi står sammen med Oslo. And now to our raid. See you later, guys.